There have been talks of a new restriction and restrictions, actually, mandates imposed on travel, and elitist push to further lock down the average person and force them into a box. A world where the greatest distance that we will ever travel is no more than a 15-minute car ride away, albeit electric, EV, or an e-bike, or maybe just by foot. And any destination further away and beyond our restricted reach will only be accessible by Meta, VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, space goggles, and digital eyeglasses, or the Apple VR Pro. I think that's what they call them. A dream world that will ultimately mesh with the real world and at some point be indescribable to 99% of people who are unable to tell the difference. Yes, I have seen the videos of the links that you have all shared with me, viewers and subscribers sending these helpful pieces of information. And I have my own opinions about what awaits us all in the future, as well as how we can best prepare for what lies around the next corner, over the next hill. The future looks bleak, depending on your own opinions or how easily you are persuaded and able to be tricked by the puppet masters pulling the strings behind the curtain. But for all others who are truly awake and know what is really going on, then you really don't have anything to worry about. Just carry on as you were, and it will be what it will be. I almost want to say it will all work itself out in the long run, and we have nothing to worry about. And that if you want to continue this discussion on a much deeper level, that this platform just won't allow us to do, then by all means, come on over and find me on Patreon. Now, I linked it below in the description, or you can just go to patreon.com/Kevin247. Type that in from your internet browser. It is totally up to you if you want to sign up and become a member, but it definitely helps to support the channel. However, I post free videos and other important information and links over on Patreon all the time, so there's no financial obligation on your part if you want to just be included and in the know. I know that times are tough for some, and the rising prices and strain on this increasingly high cost of living crisis introduced some new challenges to people just trying to get by and living almost paycheck to paycheck. All I offer is the truth, and you are welcome to it. And for those of you watching for the first time, my name is Kevin. Kevin in all caps. And my YouTube handle is @Kevin247. So please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And we all welcome you to the family. And if you're here for and or are interested in side hustles, making money online, working from home, working remotely, passive income, investing, saving money, etc., then by all means, make sure you check out the free links in the description down below, especially the social media jobs where you can earn easy money online with no skills required by simply replying to comments on Facebook or posting new tweets on Twitter. All right, so what is the deal with all this talk about travel bans and travel restrictions, and how will this impact us all in the coming days, ultimately changing tomorrow for the worst or possibly better? Well, it all depends on who you ask and who you talk to about what is happening right now and the deadline set for new agendas that we are rapidly approaching for the future. All right, so get this. The IATA, the International Air Transportation Association, has released its net zero tracking methodology that basically outlines how it will be following industry level progress towards aviation's commitment to net zero carbon emissions by 2050. This, in layman's terms, breaks down to the decarbonization of an industry, and that industry being air travel. Now, there are several areas of concern here that just haven't been clearly addressed just yet. Like, will these net zero carbon emission standards apply to all air travel or just some? Will it apply to all tiers and social classes of passengers, or will the rich and wealthy elites and world leaders and officials have an anything goes, 100% pollution, go ahead and destroy the planet free pass? Or better yet, how will products and goods be restricted from transport? And better yet, how much more will they cost as they absorb and incur the added fees for the travel pollutants that they produce and or the added and higher cost of transportation by way of net zero, 100% battery powered EV electric air transport? I mean, if you think about it, a Rivian R1T, a Porsche Taycan, a Lucid Air, or Tesla Cybertruck is already extremely expensive. Just wait until you see the price tags on the batteries and all the nickel and lithium and copper needed to convert all aircrafts to run on battery power. And speaking of Tesla, the latest concept turned reality, the Tesla Cybertruck was spotted cruising through the 280 in Palo Alto recently, as well as at an In-N-Out in New Zealand. However, fans of the Cybertruck spotted the all-electric pickup in Palo Alto, and comments have been made to point out how the Cybertruck's suspension looked cush, stating that the Cybertruck looked like it was floating or gliding on the road, hinting that the pickup truck would be a smooth ride for owners. Another key feature highlighted by those who got a chance to see this modern marvel were the trick headlights, only adding to the Cybertruck's post-apocalyptic vibe. And over the past few weeks, the Tesla Cybertruck with the camouflage wrap has been spotted out in the wild on numerous occasions, and the Cybertruck's frequent sightings tease the start of a pre-production and upcoming first delivery event. And Elon Musk and Tesla plan to hold the first delivery event for the Cybertruck by the end of the year. And let's see if he can actually meet this deadline and hold true to his claim that is sure to excite new buyers, owners, and even more so, investors and shareholders. Meanwhile, Tesla continues to build, grow, and expand. The all-electric, direct-to-consumer sales, automotive car, and now semi-truck and soon-to-be pickup truck manufacturer already produces vehicles in its Shanghai Gigafactory and now plans to deepen its investment in China. While Apple shifts more of their iPhone production out of China, Elon Musk and Tesla plan to build more in China and focusing heavily on building battery factories in Shanghai, further increasing investments in China at a time of brewing tensions between Beijing and Washington. This new multi-billion-dollar investment may have to be paid for in something other than US dollars or yuan, and quite possibly be an electric transfer to the BRICS nation using a new CBDC. But that is yet to be determined, and there are a lot of details yet to be ironed out there. But nonetheless, Tesla will manufacture its Megapack large-scale energy storage unit in the new facility, which adds to its factory for electric vehicles in Shanghai. Production is scheduled to begin in the third quarter of this year, and the plant will commence production in the second quarter of 2024. Tesla's deepening China investment comes shortly after France's Airbus SE announced plans to double its production capacity in the country for one of its top-selling jets. And despite the warnings, alerts, and claims that France and the French economy has collapsed, the European plane maker will add a second final assembly line for the A320 narrowbodies at its existing factory in Tianjin, under a deal signed by CEO, Chief Executive Officer Guillaume Faury in Beijing just a few days ago. And these new manufacturing projects continue to give a boost to the Chinese industry as other companies like Apple Incorporated rethink production in the nation amid heightening tensions with the U.S. over everything from an alleged Chinese spy balloon being shot down over American skies to Beijing's partnership with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, I think that there's far more to it than corporate patriotism influencing Tim Cook and other Apple C-suite execs, but I'm going to save that discussion for Patreon for all those who care to engage in that conversation. But it isn't all good news for the thriving China economy. Stimulated by U.S. investors and U.S. dollars being sent overseas, and despite Elon Musk saying his Shanghai factory makes the highest quality Teslas, ouch. I mean, What a dig and a jab to the U.S. workers in the factories here in America. Yet, Tesla starts off laying off workers at the China factory. At this time, according to Bloomberg reports and Reuters, it was not clear how many workers may be let go or the specific reasons behind the layoffs, but the electric car maker Tesla Incorporated is laying off some battery production workers at its Shanghai plant. And honestly, I'm not shocked or surprised or anything by this move from Musk, as he's known to be fire and termination happy. I mean, just look at how many he chopped and cut, giving the axe to so many long-term OG Twitter employees not too long ago. A move that may have bit him in the butt and has now prompted his recent retaliation and cease and desist against Meta and their new social media platform Threads, a new social media app that is taking Twitter traffic after only a few hours from being launched. Meta's Twitter rival Threads has surpassed 70 million signups, upended the social media landscape, and appears to have rattled Twitter enough that it is now threatening legal action against Meta. So stay tuned for future updates on that one, as well as more on why Elon Musk would want to invest and travel to China after the State Department has warned Americans to reconsider China travel, citing risk or wrongful detentions. And the State Department has issued an updated advisory urging Americans to reconsider travel to China if they don't want to get stuck in the communist nation due to the arbitrary enforcement of local laws. I mean, can we talk about the pot calling the kettle black here? Yet, possible Republican presidential candidate and former United States President Donald J. Trump said he'd bring back travel ban that's even bigger than before, alluding to his administration's restrictions on travelers from heavily Muslim countries. And although the first two bans face steep challenges in court, the third version of the ban was upheld by the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision back in 2018. That ban barred nearly all travelers from 5 mainly Muslim countries, in addition to North Korea and Venezuela. And President Biden signed an executive order reversing the ban his first week in office. And according to CBS News, Trump recently made the comment in Council Bluffs, Iowa, as he made his pitch to voters in the largely white state, which then prompts the question, is this a matter of national security, or is this something else? Or perhaps it's just a little campaign juice to get the people excited just to get the votes. Honestly, at this point, anything is possible, and the sky's the limit. So coming up next, more on the eco-friendly future of air travel and whether it's even possible through hydrogen-powered aircraft, electric planes, or SAFs, sustainable aviation fuels. The future of flight is set to change drastically and honestly faster than we could have ever imagined. These new rules, these new laws, these changes, these bans, restrictions, alternatives, taxes, fees, etc., they will all be here before you know it. And it's best that we get ready and be prepared for them as soon as possible and avoid the lies, the tricks, and scams attempting to be played against us in the interim, with all the simple goal in mind being stripping us of our freedoms, stealing our money away from us, and forcing us into a world of anxiety, panic, and unnecessary fear. I'm going to tell you guys right now that I will not allow that to happen to me and my family. Will you? Thank you guys for watching. And if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. See you guys real soon. Take care. Bye for now.